$100,000. For most, it's a ghost, a number that feels more like a dream than a destination. We're told to invest early and save more, but the mountain looks too high from the bottom. So we don't start. We spend because the goal feels impossible anyway. But wealth isn't a destination, it's a rhythm. It's not about the six figures, it's about the $500. Let's look at the board. Most people focus on the $100,000. That's the mistake. It's too big to visualize. So let's bring it down to a number you can touch. $500 a week. If you earn $3,000 a month, that's roughly $750 a week. Saving $500 sounds like a lot, but look at the math. $500 per week. $2,000 per month. $24,000 per year. In 4 years, you aren't just close. You've hit $96,000 without a single cent of interest. The lesson? You don't need a windfall. You don't need a moonshot crypto coin. You need 4 years of a boring weekly habit, 1 unit at a time. There is a specific kind of person you see every day. They earn 6 figures, but they own nothing. They're trapped in the lifestyle lag. As their income goes up, their overhead follows it like a shadow. A slightly nicer car, a delivery app for every meal, a dozen subscriptions they don't remember signing up for. To them, $500 a week feels like a sacrifice. They think they can't afford it. But it's rarely an income problem. It's a friction problem. They're trading a $100K future for a slightly more convenient Tuesday. They're choosing the now because the later feels too far away. But once you see the math, the convenience starts to look like a tax on your freedom. Now, let's add the engine. In the last section, we assumed your money was sitting under a mattress. But money should work as hard as you do. If we take that same $500 a week and put it into a simple index fund, let's use a logical 7% return. Year 1, you have $26,900. Year 2, you have $55,700. Year 3, you have $86,500. By month 46, you cross the $100,000 mark. Look at the gap. In less than 4 years, the market handed you $14,000 for doing nothing. That is the tipping point. Eventually, your $500 weekly contribution becomes the minority. The interest starts doing the heavy lifting. The biggest enemy of the $500 plan is you. Specifically, your willpower. Willpower is a finite resource. It's easy to be disciplined on a Monday morning. It's much harder on a Friday evening when the week was long. If you have to decide to save every week, you will eventually fail. Life will get in the way. An emergency, a dinner, or a moment of weakness. The strategy is simple. Remove the choice. You need to automate the friction. Set the transfer to happen the moment the paycheck hits, before you see it, before you can budget it. If the money isn't in your primary account, you can't spend it. You learn to live on what's left. Wealth isn't about being stronger than everyone else. It's about being smarter than your own impulses. Let's look at the horizon. People ask, what happens after the 100K? The first 100K is the hardest. Charlie Munger famously said that. But let's look at why the math says he was right. If you keep that $500 per week rhythm going, first 100K takes about 4 years. Second 100K takes about 3 years. Third 100K takes about 2.5 years. The time collapses. If you start at age 25, by age 35, you aren't just a six-figure earner, you are halfway to $1 million, not because you got lucky, but because you respected the logic of the $1 unit. There is a specific kind of peace that comes with hitting six figures. It isn't flashy, it doesn't come with a loud engine or designer logo. It's the six-figure floor. It's the quiet confidence of knowing that if your car breaks down, it's an inconvenience, not a crisis. If your job disappears, you have a multi-year runway to find the next right thing. The quiet rich don't look wealthy. They look relaxed. They stopped playing the game of comparison. They realized that $500 a week wasn't a bill they were paying, it was a down payment on their future autonomy. The mountain didn't move. You just learned how to walk. 1 week, $500. Logical, practical,